I'm sorry. Oh man, oh that's next level unprofessional. I'm sorry about that. I didn't even think I was gonna get a call, but I did. Dang. See, like I didn't want to, cause like, bro, I'm 20. Like I don't want, like, bro, look at me, look at me, look at me right now. I'm 26 minutes in. I don't want to have to restart the video. Like I don't want to have to spend all day sitting here retaking, retake, like, And it is, wow, it's 9:26. I started this like at like 9 o'clock. I think. Dang, been here for like almost 30 minutes. Okay, so we gotta hurry this up. Okay, no more interruptions. I'm sorry. We're getting back to Jared Fields. Jared started off. I remember the cast review video when Jared was like, "Oh man, my mom is the Michael Jordan of Survivor," and I was like, "Oh man, I don't know about him," you know. But then I read his bio, and I was like, maybe, just maybe he can cook. So for my predictions, I said Jared was going to be part of the final two. Because I'm like, if Jared is really right about his mom being the Michael Jordan of Survivor, I'm going to put all my chips on Jared. And I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I said Jared was going to be final two. That dude was pre Jared. It's not like an idiot. Now I got to slap myself in the face. Ah. So yeah, Jared started off the game with his mom there. His mom was coaching him, giving him little tips. And then the problem was that Jared wasn't really listening to his mom's advice. However, as a hold on, yeah, this is very unprofessional, but we're just gonna keep going. So yeah, and like as a son myself, I kind of get where he's coming from. He's like, there's definitely times where you feel like your mom is just kind of like over exaggerating, and like she's just kind of being the mom for no reason. Where it's like, I could take care of this, I could do this myself. Even though Jared's instincts were wrong, he could not do it. He could not take care of it himself. But like, I feel like we had to give Jared a little bit of credit because I think like the first, I'd say like the first 2 or 3 weeks, Jared was very solid. He was basically going back and forth between the professors and the handful, and he was like secure in every alliance. So even though Jared did mess up later on, I think for the first 2 or 3 weeks, Jared was very solid as a game player. In my opinion, where like Jared's gameplay started going downhill is when Jared started catching feelings for Blue Kim. And let me be honest with you, this is a showman I did not see coming at all. If you remember my prediction video, I said, man, maybe I could see Jared and Kirsten, maybe they can have a little like Monty and Taylor thing going on. But now Jared was like, I want some Asian persuasion. And he hooked up with Blue Kim. I did not see that coming. I I did not see that coming. And yeah, probably the least popular showmance because people were saying that Jared would talk down to Blue, and like basically Jared would say stuff that could be viewed as sexist, and people really did not like his relationship with Blue Kim. As someone who's single and have never been in a relationship myself, I don't really have much to say. I feel like for me personally, I can't really talk about a relationship when I've never been in one. So, I mean, again, this is just gameplay, and I think with Jared and Blue's relationship, the main issue is that Jared would just spill so much stuff to Blue. And it's like there's no reason for you to be doing all that. Like he literally told like the most crucial thing with him and his mom being related. He told Blue. And if Blue was playing him like the fandom wanted, because the fandom initially believed that Blue was playing Jared, but then it turned out that she actually had feelings for him. If Blue was playing Jared like the fandom wanted, she could have blew up his game. He could have left way earlier. He could have left way earlier. So he's lucky that he picked the right person to spill to, because otherwise it could have completely blew up his game way earlier than expected. So yeah, so that's the whole relationship on a gameplay lens. And then the start of Jared's downfall is week 5 during his first HOH. Jared really wanted to put up America because Jared believed that America threw the pressure cooker. And here's the thing, I mean, Jared was right. You know what I'm saying? Jared was right. America did throw the pressure cooker to Cameron in exchange for safety. So Jared was right about that. And Jared did not like that America was throwing competition, so Jared wanted to put America up. And this is where the life feeds cut. So we don't have an official clip, but there is a tweet where Corey and Jared are arguing, and Jared is apologizing for calling America the R word. If you don't know what the R word is, just look it up. So that's part of the reason why Jared is such a controversial player, along with the other stuff he said. And yeah, he apologized for calling America the R word. And Corey really did not like that, and that's where the rift started between Corey and Jared, and that would eventually led Corey to betray Jared and flip the vote to send Izzy home, and then the double eviction, Corey won HOH, and he's like, I just sent your ally home. Now I'm gonna send you home. And then yeah, Corey put up Jared in blue. Matt won that veto. Jared was sent out the door. But luckily, we got the BB zombie twist. Jared and Cameron came back as zombies, and they had a competition to decide who would come back in the house. And I kind of wish they didn't do it because like it was just so sad to watch. I mean, I am not kidding. When I say Cameron absolutely demolished Jared in that competition. And then afterwards, they showed a confessional of Jared crying. I'm like, oh man, they got you looking sorry on national TV, man. Like, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all, man. But like Jared really went out in a sad way, man. Like, he got demolished in that zombie competition, and he was crying in the confessional. I mean, at the very least, apparently he's still with Blue Kim. So I mean, at least he got a little girlfriend. But still, bro, man, he did not perform the way I thought he would. Um, Overall, I'm gonna put him in like the top of mixed feelings. Top of mixed feelings. So moving on, we have McCole Hayes, the political consultant. Looking at my prediction list here, I said McCole was gonna be jury. See, here's the thing. She was just 1 week away from jury. She was the last pre-jury member. However, yeah, technically speaking, she did not make jury, so I'm gonna give myself a big old slap on the face. Ooh. So, for this section, I don't really have much to say. A lot of people will say underrated queen, underrated baddie, but it's like McCole didn't do anything. Like let me think about it. Let me think about it. Because McCole was part of the Brown Sugar Babes alliance with Sari, Felicia, and Jared. But that was mostly Sari and Jared's doing because Sari and Jared were running around the house forming alliances with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like McCole didn't really do anything to like she was just being brought into alliances. She wasn't starting alliances. She wasn't starting social connections. I remember for some reason I didn't really understand. Corey really wanted an alliance with McCole, and McCole would just turn him down every time. And here's the thing, in my opinion, in the Big Brother house, when someone offers you an alliance, you take it. You take why would you turn down an alliance? Why would you turn down an alliance? And eventually, McCole turning down that alliance with Corey bit her in the butt because then when Cameron won that HOH and then Corey flipped the vote to send McCole home, and it's like maybe if you accepted that alliance with Corey, he could have saved you, but he didn't save you because you were not in an alliance together. And yeah, I'm really struggling to come up with content for this section because I know people gonna be mad at me for saying this, but like McCole was such a nothing player, like zero competitions, F tier social game. Like, I don't know, man. Like, McCole probably the biggest flop of this season, to be honest with you, because I really thought she was gonna be like this dominant player, and she did nothing, bro. I thought she was gonna be this dominant player, and she did nothing, bro. Probably the biggest flop of the season, to be honest with you. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't really have much to say about McCole. I'm gonna put her like, I guess I'll just put her right there. I guess, yeah, that works. That works. Man, looking at this tier list, man, a lot of the players this season weren't really good. Like, there's not a single player in Hall of Fame, not a single player in great, not a single player in good, man. Golly, this season go crazy. So we're moving on to Cameron Harden, the stay-at-home dad. Cameron started off his Big Brother journey in the Handful Alliance, but when Heisem won that HOH and he was looking for bodies to drop, Cameron instantly betrayed the Handful Alliance. And that kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Like, if you're willing to betray this alliance so easily, why would you want to put him in your alliance? Because then he'll just betray your alliance. So that's why Cameron was pretty much an outcast. He was also an outcast. People may disagree, but this is just going off what the House said that Cameron was an outcast because he would say creepy and sexist things, especially towards America and sometimes Riley, and that's why the House didn't really vibe with him. And yeah, like it was pretty much week after week, Cameron would just get put up on the like literally the only way Cameron would not be put up on the block is if Cameron himself won HOH. You're wondering, oh, a Cameron HOH, how would that go? Well, of course, we have the iconic Cameron HOH where he sent home Izzy. I give Cameron credit for that. That was a great HOH. However, Cameron's third HOH, because of course we had the week where Jack got saved, so that doesn't really count. So Cameron's third HOH was such a terrible HOH. It was just a monstrosity. So after a double eviction where Jared evicted Cameron, then Corey evicted Jared, and they had to fight in the zombie week, Cameron gets a second chance in the Big Brother house. Is he going to use it to his fullest potential? No, he just flops completely. Like you look at who's left. Look at who's left. We got Matt, we got Jag, we got Sari, who was basically running the house. Who does Cameron target? Cameron targets McCall and Felicia. I'm like, there's so many sharks. There's so many sharks left in the water, and you target the two little fish. It's like Cameron, what happened to you making big moves? Cameron, what happened to you making big moves? Like, it was such an anomaly because it was like literally when he won HOH before he was I guess you could say it was him trying to improve his game that he thought him targeting big people, big targets is why he got sent out the door in the first place. But yeah, I think that was not the way to improve his game. It really derailed his game. Like going after weak people instead of the strong people. I mean, that's why he got evicted for like a second or third. Like, this man kept on getting sent out the door, and eventually they just locked the door and they wouldn't let him back in. And that was Cameron's third eviction, second or third eviction. He made it to ninth place, the first juror. I will say though that I actually do like that this season they shortened the jury because I feel like in like recent seasons, like a lot of players would just play so they could just make it to jury and then they could just get like a free vacation for a month. And it was just really lazy. It wasn't entertaining to watch. So I like that they're shortening the jury so that like it gives people more incentive to play. Because I think if they did an 11-person jury, then that means probably McCall and maybe Jared would be in the jury, I think. Because yeah, if they did the normal size jury, I think McCall and Jared would probably be in jury. I think Jared. I mean, regardless of what you think of him as a person, I think Jared deserved jury. McCall 1,000% did not deserve jury at all. McCall did not deserve jury, so I'm glad she didn't make it. Anyways, back to Cameron. Like Cerise said at the jury roundtable, Cameron is an amazing competitor, but he has an F tier social game, so it's gonna be hard to rank him. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna put him like I think like Cameron has the competition aspect down. Like the only problem is like if Cameron were to improve his social game, he could easily go from a good player to a great player. However, I don't think I could put him on the same tier as like Jared and Heisem because he wasn't that bad. I don't know if I could put him on the same tier as Jared and Heisem because he wasn't that bad. Like, again, we had the iconic HOH. I think that alone prevents him from being in mixed feelings. So that's Cameron Harden. Let's look at my predictions list and see where I put him. I said Cameron made jury. No slap in the face for me. Let's go. We're 40 minutes in, man. Let's hurry this up. We have Corey Wurtenberger, the brother of the Survivor player. And I looked it up, right? I went into it, and apparently he's the brother of a first boot. So I'm just like, what is even the big deal? And he was treating it like it was this big secret. Like, oh, I'm the brother of a first boot. And it's like, bro, who cares? Who cares that you're the brother of a first boot? That's so lame, bro. You know what I'm saying? From what I remember, Corey first started off with a segment where like he wore a pink dress. Like I think he wore Blue's pink dress because he thought that would make people like him. I don't really understand his strategy, but I guess it worked because I think the guys were kind of creeped out. The guys were kind of creeped out that he was wearing a dress, but the girls really liked it. So I guess it worked to some extent. And from there, Corey kind of slid his way into the Professor's Alliance. He somehow had a tight bond with Jared, which I did not see coming because in my prediction video, I thought Corey and Jared were going to be enemies. Well, I mean, eventually they were enemies, but at first they started off as friends in this season, and it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see. I think, like, again, I mentioned this in my Jared part, but I think what ultimately caused the rift between Corey and Jared is that Jared really wanted America out, and Corey was starting to catch feelings for America. So then Corey had to decide: do I go with my bro or do I go with the hoe? And Corey eventually decided, I'm going with the hoe, and he tossed his bro out the window. Hey, and yeah. However, I do think Corey hooking up with America was the cause of his downfall. Because, I mean, obviously he had his week where he got out Jared, but after that, he literally just spent his time in bed with America, and that allowed Jack enough time to sneak up behind Corey and stab him in the back. And he was just, I remember Corey and America were really just like really salty about it. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong ways because like you two are supposed to be super fans. Like you should be happy. You two are supposed to be super fans. You should be happy about being backstabbed. They were just being like really bitter and childish about it. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong, especially America. Like America was just going around cussing people out because she got put up on the block, and it's just like, woman, you are almost 30 years old. You need to show some maturity. You need to show some class. Anyways, this is about Corey. Corey and America get put up on the block. Obviously, Corey goes home because whenever a showmance is put up on the block, the guy goes home because the guy is the bigger threat. Now, where do I put Corey on this tier list? Well, I mean, he's not cheese worm. He's not mid. Honestly, I think Corey, like, up until Corey hooked up with America, he was a pretty decent game player. But then when Corey did hook up with America, man, it was just abysmal. So you know what? I will put Corey above Jared. Actually, now looking at it, maybe I should. Oh man, looking at this now, actually, yeah, I'm gonna bring Cameron down too. 'Cause, yeah, I don't. Cause I'm like, I do think Cameron is a slightly better player than Corey, but like, I wouldn't say it's that big of a leap between the two. Since I think having them like right next to each other in mixed feelings is the right call. Um, yeah, let me look at my prediction list. Oh, I just dropped it. Hold up. Okay, I said Corey was going to be jury. That's another one correct for me, so I will not be slapping myself in the face. Next up, we have Blue Kim. Blue Kim. Blue Kim. And Blue started off her Big Brother journey in the handful of alliance with Jag, Matt, Riley, and Cameron, relatively in a safe position. But when Heisa blew that up, Blue had to refigure her game, and she kind of went over to the other side of the house with Jared, and yeah, Blue, Kim, and Jared got to talking, but then talking led to something else, in the Paul print blanket. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And yeah, again, this is just a really unexpected showcase for me because I thought like if anything, Jared was gonna hook up with Kirsten, maybe like little Monty and Taylor 2.0, maybe. I did not see it coming. And regardless of how you feel about how Jared treated Blue, I do think it was an entertaining, like, but oh, I'm gonna get crucified for this one. But out of the three showmances, Matt and Riley, Corey and America, and Blue and Jared, I honestly think Blue and Jared was the most entertaining one. It had drama, it had stakes, it had fighting. Is it a healthy couple? I don't know. Probably not. Was it an entertaining couple? Yes, it was because you had Blue knowing Cerie's secret and like what is Blue gonna do with that? She kept it in. I thought it would have been interesting if she used it to her advantage, but and then you had the fight where like I think like Jared said something to Blue that really pissed her off, and then Blue Like, because I know I said like Blue, but there was I think it was the week where Corey put Blue and Jared on the block. That's when Jared said something like really disrespectful to Blue, and then Blue like went behind Jared's back and was kind of like telling Corey and America and Matt and Jag things about Jared. I think that really helped blow up Jared's game. And I think eventually in the exit interview, Blue admits she did regret that because obviously at that point, like Blue's game was just awful because like it depended entirely on Jared to where like she helped get rid of Jared and then she had nobody. Like she kind of clutched on to Sari for a little bit, but Sari can't really win comps, so that didn't really do her any favors. So yeah, I think it was a weird move. I think it was just more based on emotion than actual strategy. Like she was just mad that Jared was speaking to her in a certain type of way, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him back." And then she wasn't thinking long term because at that point in the game, Jared was her only shot of making final two, and she helped send him out the door. So I thought that was really dumb of her. But she did apologize for it. Apparently, Blue and Jared are still together. Wish them nothing but the best. Let's look at my prediction list. Oh, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? In my prediction video, I said Blue and Jared was gonna be the final two. I said Blue and Jared was gonna be the final two. Oh man, I oh man, I thought they'd be the final two. I didn't think they would get into a showmance. That's insane. Yeah, Blue was not a part of the final two, so I'm gonna give myself a slap in the face for that one. Oof. Um, I will admit, Blue Kim is a very attractive woman, but I'm going to keep my feelings aside. Um, yeah, where would I put her? Okay, yeah, because she did win that veto. It was the I think it was the week where Jag got the invisible HOH, and Blue won the veto, and then she was able to convince Matt and Jag with the whole Korean America thing. I think that was Blue's one and only good game move of the season. Where I'm like, okay, that is a good move. That is like she won the veto, she won a competition, and then she was able to sway some power in the house. She's able to get who she wanted out of the house, even if she wasn't the head of household. She used her physical game and her social game. So I think that was good, honestly. Um, I'm gonna put Blue above Jared. Yeah, I'm gonna put Blue above Jared because she did make it like way further than him. So I think that's a good spot for her. Like she was decent. Blue was a decent game player in my opinion. So moving on, we have America Lopez. I just want y'all to know, personality wise, she was really annoying. I'm sorry. I know this is gameplay, but I just got to get this off my chest. The most annoying house guest with the biggest fan base. It was my own personal hell the whole summer seeing the most annoying house guest with the most passionate fan base. You could not go on Twitter without seeing an America fan cam or an America tweet or America Stan account. And it's like, out of all the people this season, y'all want to stand America? Really? Miss Zero Comp wins? Miss threw a temper tantrum when she got put up on the block? That's who y'all want to stand? This is your queen? This is the hill you want to die on? Not me personally, but that I just had to get that off my chest. Like if it was just going off of personality, bro, America would be like right here. I'm being for real. But this is gameplay. So gameplay. America started off as like an extension of the Handful Alliance, but she wasn't really like strong to the core within the group. And then obviously, Cameron blew it up. From there, America wasn't really in any part of Strong Alliance. Like she had her connection with Corey, and that was about it. And obviously, week 4 or week 5, it's either week 4 or week 5, she made it really far into the pressure cooker, and then she made a deal with Cameron to keep herself safe. Like she'll throw the pressure cooker if Cameron keeps her safe. And I will admit that was a good move. That was a good move, especially Cameron kept her safe. And then from there, her bond with Corey grew, and eventually they hooked up. And the thing is that like Cerie, Jared, and Izzy wanted to target America, and like it was mostly due. Like I don't know if I can give America credit for this or not because it was mostly America's connection with Corey, where he helped her get out of that sticky situation. Like it's not like really anything she did herself, but it's because she had that connection with Corey that he was able to help her get out of that situation. So like I don't really know if I can give her credit for that or not. I mean, I'll give her like 50% credit, I guess, but it's not like a 100% America game move. Because like obviously like she had the connection with Corey that she built up over time, but it was ultimately Corey who saved her from getting evicted when Jared won HOH. Because Corey's a good social game. So I can't really give America 100% credit for that. And then obviously we got the week where Cameron and Jared got evicted, and there was a lot of America confessionals, and just again gonna get this off my chest. Another reason why I don't like America is that she always had these most cringy confessionals where she would act big, bad, and tough. Like, I was in the pressure cooker for 14 hours. You dropped him as soon as the lights went out. Shut up, Jared. And then, okay, like she's acting big, bad, and tough in the confessional. And then you guys remember I'm gonna put it up on the screen if I can remember the tweet. But you guys remember the America and Felicia fight, and it's like America, you going up against an old woman and you scared. Like America was scared of an old woman. It's like America, you had so much stuff to say about Jared and Cameron in the confessional, but then face to face, she was quiet as a mouse. She was squeaking, squeak squeak. Like she really got beat in a fight by an old woman. Like Felicia was dragging Corey and America's name through the mud, and America just stood there quiet. And I'm like, what happened to the big, bad, and tough America in the confessional? She was nowhere to be found. That's why I don't really like her. I think it's two faced. I think it's fake. Like she would act big, bad, and tough in the confessional. When she had that fight with Felicia, quiet, quiet. And then on the gameplay level, I would give her a C tier social game because she was good with Corey, but not really anybody else. I think like if she didn't have that connection with Corey, she would have went home way earlier. And obviously, zero comp wins. So I don't care. I'm putting America in mid. I'm putting America in mid. I don't care, bro. I don't care if she got sixth place. She didn't deserve it. Let's see what I said. I said America was gonna be jury. I was right, unfortunately. I wish I was wrong. I wish America was pre-jury. Oh god. We have Sari Fields. Now this one is tricky because I didn't even know Sari was gonna be on the season, so I didn't even make a prediction. So I guess I'm just not gonna slap myself in the face. Cerise started off in the game with her son Jared. She was coaching him. She was giving him tips. And I know a lot of people like to act like Cerise is the best game player this season. However, and this isn't a diss towards Cerise's character because I do think Cerise seems like a nice woman, but I don't think Cerise was a perfect game player. And here are some points as to why I think Cerise's gameplay was flawed and why she didn't win. Reason number one, she was so quick to take. Now, I do admit that Heisen was being a dictator, but I think she was way too quick to, like her and Felicia were way too quick to take a shot at Heisen. I think like she could have used him for a little bit more, like maybe take out Cameron, maybe take out Matt. Then, when Heisen has fulfilled his duty, then you could take out Heisen. But she was way too quick to take out Heisen. Because like Heisen was the only real physical competitor in the professors that could beat Cameron. I mean, thinking, oh, but what about because they were like, oh, Jared can beat Cameron. No, he couldn't. We saw what happened in Zombie Week. Jared could not beat Cameron. So it's like Heisen was the only one who could beat Cameron, and they got rid of him. And then Cameron started winning all the competitions. They couldn't do anything about it because they got rid of their shield. They got rid of their meat shield. So I think that was a really dumb play, in my opinion. And then obviously the whole with like Jared lying Red and Cameron, and then Sari kind of had to clean up his mess. That was another bad gameplay decision in my, especially because like Red was so loyal to Sari. I think that's why he was so bitter when he got evicted. Like he was making videos talking about how the game was rigged for Sari, which I mean, that's a topic for another video. But yeah, like Red was so loyal to Sari, and she just tossed him aside. And it's like It's like basically she was throwing away her own alliance before taking shots at the other alliance. I think that was just a bad move, in my opinion. I think that's old. Like if she kept Heisem and Red around, I think she would have had a better shot at making it to the end. So yeah, I do think Suri has an amazing social game, but where she falls flat is like no combo. It's kind of like the opposite. It's kind of like the opposite of Cameron in the way where Cameron has an amazing physical game, but his social game is garbage. Cerie's like the opposite of that. Amazing social game, abysmal physical game. And people are like, oh, it's unfair that they're expecting a 50-year-old woman to compete in these competitions. And it's like, not all of the competitions are physical. They have like those little quiz competitions where like you literally just have to like answer. They literally have quiz competitions where you have to answer true or false, and Suri couldn't even win that. So it's like it's not unfair. It's not rigged for the men. It's just she's a bad competitor physically. I mean, good social game, but she's just a bad competitor physically because it's like you can't even win a quiz show comp where you're just gonna answer true or false. You can't even do that. So yeah, I'm gonna put Suri. I'm gonna put her like right there. Yeah. And just so you know, this is ranked. So I got like Suri. I currently have Suri as number one, Cameron number two, Corey number three. So this is ranked, by numbers. And there's no Suri prediction, so I'm just gonna move on. We have Felicia Cannon, and then Felicia started off the game falling into the hot tub. That was really funny. And then Mr. B, and then she needed her spices and all that. And yeah, but then Felicia's game truly started to blossom in week 3. She took a shot at Heisem, and even though I just got done saying that I think taking out Heisem that early was a bad game move, I think any type of game move is good. You know what I'm saying? Because if Felicia didn't win that HOH, she would have nothing to put on her resume. I feel like something to put on your resume is better than nothing to have on your resume. So Felicia got to put that on her Big Brother resume. She was the main reason why Heisel went home. From there, we had the iconic Week 6 HOH where Cameron put Izzy and Felicia on the block. And then we have the tension that brewed from that situation because Jared and Sari ultimately chose to, like, they wanted to save Izzy over Felicia, but then Corey flipped that vote to send Izzy home instead. And then Felicia found out that Jared and Sari were getting ready to send her home, and we had that iconic Sari and Felicia fight where we had to see the two old black grannies. They was duking it out in the bedroom. Not like that. That's not. It just took me a second. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, the Sari and Felicia fight iconic, and from there, Felicia she also had a fight with America. It wasn't as iconic because America didn't say anything because America is a coward. So that fight wasn't as iconic, unfortunately. And then from there, Felicia just, like she couldn't really beat Matt or Jag in the comp, so she was just kind of there until they got rid of her. But I think Felicia was a very entertaining character. Like, if we were going off of personality, Felicia would be near the top. Like, she was such an entertaining character, S tier casting choice. Just unfortunately, I think, unfortunately, she just couldn't keep up with the physical dudes. But even then, you had the quiz show comps, so you couldn't really win those either. So, I mean, I'm not going to give her a full excuse. So, let's look at my prediction list. I said Felicia, I don't know. I said I don't know where because I think I said Felicia could go at any place, and she ended up being Final Four. Since I didn't give a solid prediction, I'm just gonna slap myself in the face. Ooh. So, yeah, where do I put Felicia? Um, well, now, honestly, now, because I feel like if you make it to Final Four, you got to be doing some right at the very least. But then there's some players who make it like literally the next person I'm gonna talk about. I don't think is a good player at all. So let me scratch that previous statement where I said if you make it to the Final Four, that's a indicative you're doing something right. We're just gonna scratch that off the list because I just remembered the person who placed third exists. So I'm gonna put Felicia. Put, put it right here. I'll put it right here. It's funny that I think at first with the whole like Blue and Jared thing, I think at first because Jared kind of hinted at it before like fully telling Blue, and when Jared hinted at it, I think Blue thought that Felicia was Jared's mom, and like looking at Jared and Felicia's pictures together, I will, bro. Looking at Felicia and Jared's pictures together, bro. Jared and Felicia look way more related than he does with Sari. Like, and they both got the little cheeky smile, they got the bald head. He got a little like pink salmon shirt on, and she got like a little pink onesie on. Like they like just looking at these photos of side by side, they look way more related than he does with Sari. Anyways, yeah, that's Felicia Cannon, Final Four, iconic. Um, even though like personally, I would prefer something else, like maybe Big Brother Redemption or Big Brother Heroes versus Villains. Let's get some different themes in there. But if they ever were to do an All Stars free, I hope they put Felicia in, just because she's funny. So yeah, that's Felicia. It is an hour. We are an hour into this video, so let's hurry this up. We got Bowie Jane. Yeah, this is the main reason why I scratched that whole statement saying, "Hey, if you make it to Final Four, you did something right." No, bro, Bowie Jane got dragged by her crocodile teeth. She got dragged by her crocodile teeth. Did not deserve Final Four. Did not deserve Final Three. Oh my God! Why? 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 Why did she make it that far? And I'm gonna tell you the answer. It's because she was weak, mentally. Okay, I'm not gonna say she's weak physically because she won two HOHs, I believe. She won the HOH that sent Cameron home, and she won the HOH that sent America home. So I'm not gonna say she's weak physically, but I do think she's very weak mentally. She would cry a lot, and when it came to her HOHs, she would just let other people tell her what to do. She had no game sense of her own. She didn't really try to make alliances. She would just get brought into alliances as an extra number, and she really had no gameplay. Like, well, not like no game plan. I would say no game plan. Like, she really didn't have a plan to make it to the end. She just ended up there by pure luck. So that's why I don't believe like, oh, if you make it far, you did some right. Like, no, she just made it there because everyone was too busy taking shots at each other. And then when the shooting died down, Bowie Jane was the only one that didn't have a bullet in her chest. That's not good gameplay. That's not good game. I don't care if she got third place. That's not good gameplay. Mid, mid. I know people gonna be mad because my mid tier is filled with women and red, but yeah. What I put Bowie Jane as? I put Bowie Jane as pre-jury. That was completely wrong. So it's time to slap myself in the face. Oof, oof. Um, Yeah, that's Bowie Jane. I didn't like her as a person, didn't like her as a game player. So moving on, we have Matt Klotz. Um, Truly the Tyler Crispin of the season, considering he got second place. Matt started off the game in the Phalanx 5 Alliance and in the Handful Alliance. And then when that blew up, he kind of grew closer to Jag, and those two formed like a bromance bond that eventually blossomed into the Minutemen Alliance, which kind of just felt like a off-brand version of the Hitmen from Big Brother 16. But I digress. And with the Minutemen, they at first teamed up with Corey and America, and their main goal was to dismantle the Sari Alliance, which he did. They got rid of Izzy, and then they got rid of Jared. So Sari's empire has crumbled, and now that Corey and America have served their purpose, Jag went up behind Corey, stabbed him in the back, and then they kept America around for a little while, and then they got rid of her too. They threw her out like last week's garbage, and then from there, Matt and Jag had an easy ride to the final two. However, I do believe it was mostly Jag's scheming that got them to where they were, because people believe that like Matt is the get better game player, which I disagree with. Because people will say like, oh, like, oh, Jag wouldn't even be here if Matt didn't save him. However, here's the thing: a lot of people say that if you go on like Facebook, because I mean I don't go on Facebook personally because I'm not 50 years old, but I hear that the Facebook side of the Big Brother fandom loves Cameron, and they say Cameron should have won, and it's like Cameron got evicted twice, and then he came back. So how does like they say Jag didn't deserve to win because he got evicted already, but then shouldn't that same logic apply to Cameron? So yeah, and even though okay, yes, even though Jag got evicted, and I'm not saying Jag is a perfect winner, but when Jag came back, I think he evolved into a player. He realized his mistakes and he evolved into a better player. He had the Minutemen Alliance. Um, when he betrayed Corey in America, that was the S tier move. And from there, after he got rid of Corey in America, it was easy sailings. I know people didn't like that he was able to get such an easy ride to final two. But I think like making the moves that he did, taking out the strong players when it was necessary, he was just left with a bunch of weaklings, which allowed him to comp out. And it's not luck that he was put in that position. He worked to that position. He worked to take Corey in America out. He worked with Matt to take Jared out. He worked with Matt to take Izzy out. Hold up. So it was because of Jag's own volition that he was able to get to that point where he was filled with a bunch of weaklings and he was able to comp out into the end. So I think Jag, like I'm not saying Jag is a perfect winner, but I think he deserves some credit for what he did. Honestly, though, I feel like if he really wanted to win, he could have. Like, I think he was trying to be like honorable or whatever. But like me personally, I would have just took Bowie J and got that easy W. But I guess he wanted to honor his deal with Matt. But if he really wanted that easy W, he could have just took Bowie Jane because bro, nobody in that jury was voting for Bowie Jane. So, well, except maybe Cameron. But yeah, yeah, nobody in that jury was voting for Bowie Jane. But he wanted to honor that deal with Matt, and this is supposed to be. I was supposed to be talking about Matt, and I'm talking about Jag instead. That's crazy. But I think that kind of adds up to my point that like Jag was the mastermind between the two. He was the one making the game moves. Like you look back, okay, like Matt won the competitions to ensure that things wanted to go the way they were. But was he making the moves? Was he strategically thinking, okay, this person needs to go, and then this person needs to go? Like, no, he was too busy being the dumb idiot. He was too busy being a surfer, bro. Like, he was really just Jag's puppet, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people were giving him way too much credit, in my opinion, and I wasn't at all surprised. We get to the finale, and it's time for Matt to talk about what he actually did in the game. And then Matt comes up and says, "Oh, I played rock paper scissors. I played rock paper scissors." And it's like, are you kidding me, bro? 100 day journey. You were in the Big Brother house for 100 days, a whole journey. That's a whole Netflix season. And you say I played rock paper scissors to decide who the final HOH would be. That alone that alone is worth zero jury votes. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he got any jury votes at all after that horrible finale speech. Like that was legitimately terrible. And I think that's indicative of how out of touch Matt was with the game. Like people gave him way too much credit when he really had no idea what was going on. So even though Matt got second place, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna put Matt like you know what? Since Matt had that weird crush on Riley, I'm gonna put Matt right. Since Matt had that weird crush on Riley, I'm gonna put Matt right next to Riley. I don't care how much y'all hype him up. Matt was not that good of a player. I don't care. Let me repeat that. I don't care how much you guys hype him up. He was not that good of a player. So let's see what I said. I said Matt was going to be pre Jerry. I was wrong about that. So time to slap myself in the face. Let's go. All right, we got Jag. And this one should be easy because I already explained how I feel that like Jag is underrated as a winner. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he made the moves necessary to ensure he would be in the spot that he needed to be in. He betrayed people. He needed what he needed to do. Again, I think his best game move overall, especially because Corey and America admitted that they were going to betray Jag and Matt. down the road, and Jag realized this, and he stabbed Corey in the back before Corey could stab him in the back. And in my opinion, that's an S tier move, and people don't give Jag enough credit for that. And I think it's crazy when they had that little. I didn't watch it because honestly, I think Big Brother Reindeer Games is a test to see if they can do Big Brother without the live feeds. And I feel like everybody who's supporting it, don't be surprised this year because it's 2024 now. It's 2024 now. So don't be surprised this year when we get Big Brother 26 with no live feeds on because you guys were hyping up that reindeer games and they're thinking I'm pretty sure production is thinking, hey, they like Big Brother with no live feeds, so let's just do it that way so they'll stop trying to cancel people. So yeah, honestly, going into Big Brother 26, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's no live feeds. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised because you guys were hyping up that reindeer games way too much. But the point I wanted to make is that apparently it was supposed to be like a mini All Star season, and they wanted to bring in someone from Big Brother 25. And you think, oh, they want to bring in an All Star from Big Brother 25. They're gonna bring in Jag. No, they bring in Cameron. I'm like, they're doing a mini All Star season for Christmas and they bring in Cameron instead of Jag, bro, if I was Jag, I would have been pissed. Like, I won. I won. I am the winner of Big Brother 25, and you picked the guy who got ninth place over me? That's crazy. CBS never call me again. I'm going over to the challenge. I'm going over to the Survivor. I'm not appreciated over here. And I feel like give it a few years and people will start agreeing with me and saying that Jag is an underrated winner. Because it's like, bro, y'all are sleeping on this man so hard. Y'all are sleeping on him so hard. I'm not even saying he's the greatest winner of all time, but the amount of disrespect he gets is crazy. Like he wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad in my opinion. Like honestly, I'm gonna say Jag is like that's because I mean he won, right? But then yeah, he did get evicted. So you know what? I'm gonna put Jag. Yeah, I'll put Jag like right there. Yeah. I don't know if I can say he's the best player because he did get evicted, week 4, week 5. But I do think Jag was a really good game player. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And one last look at the prediction tier list. I said Jag was going to be a jury, maybe like final 5. He won, so I guess I was technically wrong. So it's time for one last slap in the face. Let's go. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is my Big Brother 25 tier list. Um, Honestly, I'm gonna be. I feel like just looking at it from a gameplay lens, I don't know. I don't know if I could say anyone. It's weird because like this cast, like some of this cast is very entertaining, but just through a gameplay lens, I don't know if I could say anyone from this cast is like an objectively good game player. So yeah, it's weird. Maybe Suri though. Maybe Suri, but then not because like Suri couldn't really win the competition, so I can't really say she's a good. Like if you can't win I'm sorry to say it, but if you can't win competitions, I can't say you're a good game player. So yeah, lots of mixed feelings. A couple of mids, and then we got the cheese room. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my Big Brother 25 objective tier list based on gameplay. If you want to see more Awashi Comics videos, make sure to like and subscribe. What do I have planned next for the channel? Um, I'm waiting for the next batch of Total Drama 2023 Season 2 episodes to drop. Then I'm going to watch the rest of the season. Then I'm going to do a tier list update video. And then I have another Total Drama video planned. But I'm keeping it as a mystery, a little bit of suspense, a little bit of surprise. And yeah, you'll see it when I upload, but it's probably going to be a while because I have to watch the rest of the season in order to finalize the videos. But I have some ideas floating in my head, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. So yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. This is Awashi Comics, and stay classy and go to school. I don't know.